And welcome on out to Herman Brothers Field here in Palmer, Alaska. Your Chugaki River Chinooks taking on the Matsu Miners. Hello and welcome. I'm Lance Morris here on the call with you. My partner Phil Holtz still out sick. First base to Mason Millard. It's going to be ball one. After Mason, it'll be Will Bass and Hunter Vansaw. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. We apologize for the late start. We were supposed to start at 4 o'clock, but the umpires thought it was a 7 o'clock start, hence the confusion and why we are starting at this time. The 1-1. That one will miss low. Millard played the last 2 years at Tyler Junior College. He's going to be going to Louisiana Tech starting in the fall. The 2-1. That one's going to miss as well. 3-1 the count. The 3-1 to Mallard. And they're going to bring him back to the box. Thought that was ball 4. That'll be strike 2 instead. Full count 3-2 to the left fielder for the Chinooks. First batter in today's contest. The payoff. It's going to be lined out towards left field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. He stumbles over first. And that's going to make him go back to first. He'll be back in there and just in time. Might have been able to make it to second had he not tripped over first base, but Mallard will settle for the leadoff single to start this one.
Now batting for the Chinooks, second baseman Will Bass.
1 on to start this one for the Chinooks. Chinooks veteran Will Bass steps into that left-handed batter's box. First one to Bass. Tried the bunt there, unable to make contact. That'll be strike 1. Bass comes from Wayland Baptist. Played there this past season. We'll check on Mallard over first. He'll be in there without having to dive back. Bass getting another start at the second base role today. The 0-1. Just got a tiny little piece of that one. That'll make it 0-2. On the hill today for the Miners, Jacob Hughley comes from Long Beach State. This is his first start of the season. The 0-2, Mallard on the move. That'll be ball 1. And Mallard will be in there at second. So that'll be the first stolen base on the season for Mallard. So 1-2 to the second baseman, Will Bass. Mallard on second after stealing second. And Bass will call for time. One and 2 count to Will Bass. The 1-2. And that's a line down towards left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. That'll put runners on the corners. Nobody down. Hunter Vansaw coming to the plate. Two on to start this game for your Chinooks. Runners at first and third. Hunter Vansaw now comes up to the plate. Vansaw stepping into that left-handed batter's box. He's going to start at right field today. It was the DH on Friday. First one to Vansaw. In there for a called strike one on the inside part of the plate. Vansaw played at Northeast Texas Community College with fellow Chinook Brady Batten. He'll be going to Mississippi State in the fall. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss there from Vansaw. He'll fall behind in the count 0-2. Vansaw on the young season leading the Chinooks in average with the 375. We'll check on Bass over at first base. We thank you for making us a part of your Sunday afternoon or night, depending on what part of the country you are tuning in from. And we thank you from whatever part of the country you happen to be tuning in from. We check on Bass at first once again. He'll be back in time. Bit of a smaller field here at Herman Brothers as compared to Lee Jordan, just a little bit down the corners. It's 322 to both left and right field. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Vansaw is going to be called out at the plate because of first base being occupied, but Will Bass will take it upon himself to head over to second. So Vansaw will strike out, but that will put runners at second and third for Ethan Whisker.
Now batting for the Chinooks, first baseman Ethan Whisker.
One down here on the top of the first, no score on the board yet between the Chinooks and the Matsu Miners. Ethan Whisker at the plate for your Chinooks. First one to Whisker. Down low for ball one. Whisker getting another start at first base today, another spot in the cleanup role as well. Mason Mallard over at third. Will Bass over at second for the Chinooks. The 1-0. We'll leave that one alone a tad upstairs. Whisker hitting 143 on the young season. Hit 376 at Hillsdale this spring. The 2-0. That one's going to be in there for a called strike one. 2-1 the count. Again, if you're just tuning in, we were delayed. We were supposed to start this one at 4 o'clock Alaska time, but was delayed because of lack of communication between the umpires. That one right back up the middle. Bizanet will field that one. We'll get that over to first in time for out number 2, but that will score the first run of the game. Your Chinooks take a 1-0 lead over the Matsu Miners. So the Chinooks take the 1-0 lead. Will Bass the only runner left on the base pass. He ends up at third. Bring up Aaron Shackelford to the plate. First one to him in there. Calls strike one. Hitting 125. He's playing the DH role today. Big swing and a miss at the 0-1. He'll fall behind 0-2. Shackelford, one of 4 players coming from the Masters College. Only fielder. The other three are pitchers. The 0-2. I'll leave that one alone in the dirt. 1-2 the count. The 1-2. Pokes that one down the left side. A diving play by A.J. Lead over at third will end the top half of the first inning. Well, that is not before your Chinooks take a 1-0 lead over the Matsu Miners.
That's the way to end the top of the first inning, the first game for the Miners. Flashing that glove out there at third base. Makes noise for AJ.
And welcome back on out to Herman Brothers Field here on the Alaska State Fairgrounds. I'm Lance Morris here with you. We are about to start the bottom of the first inning here between the Chinooks and the Matsu Miners. Our broadcast partner, Phil Holtz, still under the weather. Hopefully he will be back tomorrow against the Bucks, if not on Tuesday against these very same Miners. First one to Garrison Schwartz. Be in there for a called strike. One on the hill today for your Chinooks will be Nick Campy. Came in relief in the first game of the season. The 0-1 will miss, evens things back up at 1 apiece. One's going to miss outside of the zone. 2-1 the count to Schwartz. The 2-1. That one will just miss a tad above the belt. 3-1 the count. Campy in that first game went 3 innings strong. Did not surrender a walk or a run. As Schwartz will bring the count to 3-2. The 3-2. That one's lined nicely down the right field line. That'll hook foul. So we'll do it again at 3-2. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Schwartz will go down on strikes. First strikeout of the game for Nick Campy.
Make some noise for shortstop Josh Bissonette.
One down here in the bottom of the first. Your Chinooks on top of the Miners, 1-0. Josh Bissonette now comes up to the plate for the Miners. First one will be in there for a called strike 1. The 0-1 will miss. 1-1 the count. The 1-1. That's lined out towards center field. Greg Populison will get under that one. That'll be out number 2.
Now batting for the Miners, making noise for catcher, Josh Roulette.
First one to Roulette. We'll miss for ball 1. That one will be fouled out of play. Makes it 1-1 to Roulette. Roulette comes from Kansas State University. Well, that will be trickled back towards the Miners' dugout foul. One and 2 the count. Josh Roulette, Miners catcher. The 1-2. That one's going to be fouled back. Roulette hitting .091 on the young season. Looking to bring that average up a little bit. The 1-2. Got him looking. Strike 3. Second strikeout of that first inning for Nick Campy. And after one full inning of play, your Chugach Eagle River Chinooks up on the Matsu Miners by a score of 1-0. We'll be right back. And welcome back here at Herman Brothers Field on the Alaska Fairgrounds here in Palmer, Alaska. I'm Lance Morris. We're about to start the top of the second inning between the Chinooks and the Miners. Chinooks have a 1-0 lead. Colin Boris will get things started. First one to him will be a called strike 1. Boris hitting 167 this season so far. That 0-1 will be down in the dirt. Boris, one of 2 players on the Chinooks this year from Hillsdale College, him along with first baseman Ethan Whisker. The 1-1. That's lined down towards right field. That'll get in for a base hit. So for the second straight inning, the Chinooks get the leadoff man aboard with a base hit single.
Now batting for the Chinooks, catcher Ben Hill.
Nobody out here in the top of the second. One runner on base in Colin Borst. And Hill now coming up to the dish. First one to him will miss inside. Hill's still looking for his first hit on the summer. An 0-for-4 in game 1 against the Bucks. The 1-0. Down in the dirt, that'll make it 2-0. Now they'll have a quick meeting on the mound. These players, of course, still getting acquainted with each other, as we expected in these summer leagues. To know the count to Ben Hill, the Chinooks catcher, the 2-0. That one's going to miss low as well. So Hill will work it to a 3-0 count. The 3-0. And that one's going to miss as well. It'll be ball 4. So puts runners at first and second, nobody out. That'll bring Isaac Alvarez up to the plate for the Chinooks. Now the pitching coach for the Miners will make his way to the mound. I thank you for making us a part of your Sunday. Thought we were going to have to do this in a condensed version early on. Luckily, thanks to Jordan Zwick and the rest of the Matsu Miners media department, after I told them all my troubles, they told me they had a extra computer that they did some of their test broadcasting on, and they use the same system we do with the Google YouTube Hangout. So they knew it would work, and we just plugged my equipment in, and we were ready to go, and I was very thankful, to say the least. Now we're ready to resume action here. Or is it first and second? Nobody down. Isaac Alvarez up to the plate. Chinooks have the 1-0 lead over the Miners. And they got him. They're going to pick off Borst from second. Got a little too far off the bag. Shortstop snuck up behind him. So that'll be the first out here in the top of the second. It's a quick change of fortunes for the Chinooks. First one to Alvarez. Catches that outside corner for a called strike 1. Alvarez comes from Chandler Gilbert Community College, same college as the head coach of the Miners, Ben Taylor. He's the associate coach over there. The 1-0 is going to miss in the dirt. Alvarez still looking for his first hit on the young season. The 1-1. Gets a piece of that one. That'll drift foul. So Alvarez down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on first base in Ben Hill, the Chinooks catcher. The 1-2. That one's down in the dirt. It's going to get away from the catcher. Roll it. That'll allow Hill to advance from first to second. Makes it a 2-2 count. The shortstop for the Chinooks, Isaac Alvarez. Two also going to get away from the catcher. I'll allow Hill to go all the way to third now. And you just think if Forrest hadn't been picked off, that would be the second run of the game for the Chinooks. Now, nonetheless, they have another player within 90 feet of scoring. Makes it a full count, 3-2 to Alvarez. Alvarez at the 8th spot in the batting order today. The 3-2. Just gets a piece of that one. That'll go foul. Three balls, 2 strikes to count to Alvarez, the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up to that one. Be the second strikeout thus far for Hughley. That'll make 2 down here in the top of the second. So down here in the top of the second, Greg Populus in the center fielder for your Chinooks comes up to the plate. So to Populus. Big swing and a miss. Populus hitting .333 on the season thus far. Went 2 for 3 in game number 1 against the Bucks back in Anchorage. Had a double, then beat out one in the infield for an infield signal. The 0-1. That'll miss down in the dirt. Rolla doing a nice job staying in front of that one, keeping Hill down at third. You can't see where the backstop starts by the web camera, but as you can see, it's still a lot of ways to go. So that's why Hill's been able to advance so easily on those ones that got past the catcher. The 1-1. That one's going to miss up and away. Populus comes from New Mexico State University. Got .319 there this past season. (3-1). Swing and a miss. So actually it's just a 2-2 count on Populus. The 2-2. That one will miss inside. It's now to be a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Second straight batter that has worked it to a full count. Ben Hill, the runner, down at third base for the Chinooks. The 3-2. That one's going to miss outside, ball 4. Populus will draw the walk. Those runners at the corners, 2 down. Go back to the top of the order. Mason Mallard will come up to the plate. Scollett will make his first and third play call. I feel this is definitely quick enough to steal second base. It was 18 for 19 in steal chances this past spring. First one to Mallard will be in there. We're called strike one. Mesa got on with a base hit in the first inning, came around to score the first run of the game. 0-1. And there for a called strike two. Mallard will fall behind 0-2. In fact, in every game this season thus far, Mallard has scored the first run of the game for the Chinooks, and in the first game against the Bucks, scored the only run in a 1-0 win over the Bucks. And Mallard's going to go down swinging on the 0-2 heater. So that'll be a missed opportunity there for the Chinooks. After Borst was picked off near the start of the inning, they get Ben Hill to third on a couple passed balls. The Chinooks unable to put one across the board in the top of the second, but they still have a 1-0 lead over these Matsu Miners. And welcome back on out to Herman Brothers Field here in the Alaska State Fairgrounds. I'm Lance Morris here with you. My broadcast partner, Phil Holt's still under the weather, actually had to go to the hospital today, so definitely prayers going out for Phil. Hopefully he will be okay. First one to Cam Montgomery, and there for a called strike one. Second inning of working out for Nick Campy. And he'll do a good job getting ahead quickly. He's quickly up 0-2 on Montgomery. Now the 0-2. The waste one to the outside that time, 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Montgomery's going to go down on strikes. That'll be the third strikeout of the game for Campy.
Now batting for the Miners, first baseman Jake Scudder.
Jake Scudder, the first baseman for the Miners, now steps up to the box. He'll be in my left-handed batter's box. First one to him, miss low and inside. Scudder, one of a couple guys on this team from Kansas State. The 1-0. That one will miss up. The 2-0. In there for a called strike one. Both Campy and the catcher, Ben Hill, go to Olivia Nazarene. So already some familiarity between those two. 2-1 is going to be poked out of play. Evens things up. 2-2. On the miss low and outside, 3-2. Second full count thus far by Campy. The 3-2. Now it's going to be popped out towards left field. Mason Mallard will get under that one for out number 2.
Now batting your designated hitter, Tyler Watt. Tyler Watt.
First one, Tyler Wyatt will miss for ball 1. Next one in there for a called strike. One quickly, 1-1. Campy definitely liking to work pretty fast. 1-1 in there for called strike 2, 1-2 the count. Another 1-2. Thought about it, but able to hold up. Want to make it 2-2. Wyatt the DH today, also a pitcher for the Miners. 2-2 will actually just get inside and hit Wyatt. So that'll be the first base runner of the game for the Miners.
Now batting for the Miners, second baseman, Levi Jordan.
Levi Jordan now coming up to the plate. From playing second base today. It's going to be chopped back towards Campy on the mound. I'll flip that one over to Whisker at first in time for the final out of the inning.
All right, fans, I've got some winning red.
So Campy will get the first 2 out, but hits Wyatt, but is able to come right back and gets Jordan to ground out on the first pitch. So after 2 innings of play, your Chinooks up on the Matthew Miners by a score of 1-0. And welcome back on out to Herman Brothers Field here on the side of the Alaska State Fairgrounds. About to start the top of the third inning between your Chuyak Eagle River Chinooks and the Matsu Miners. It'll be Chinook veteran Will Bass coming up to the plate to start this third inning. First one to Bass. Shows bunt. He'll pull that one back. Ball 1. Bass had a single his first time up. Was eventually stranded at third, though. The 1-0. Fouls that one back and out of play. Bass plays at Wayland Baptist. 1-1 will miss in the dirt. Here, Herman Brothers, one of the all-natural fields in the league. Of course, both Anchorage and the Chinooks have infield turf. Bass will line that one nicely, but out of play. Two and two count to the second baseman, Will Bass. After him would be the 3-4 hitters, Hunter Van and Ethan Whisker. The 2-2. Down in the dirt. That'll make it a full count, 3-2. The 3-2. Bass will line that one towards second. Jordan will field that one. That'll be just in time to get out Bass, who tries to beat that one out, is going to be unable to. One down here, top of the third. Chinooks on top of the Miners by a score of 1-0. Hunter Van Saw will come up to the plate. First one to Van Saw. In there, called strike one. The 0-1. Hit down on the first base line, just foul. We'll put Van Saw down in the count 0-2. And so started his collegiate baseball career at Dallas Baptist. Went to Northeast Texas this past year. That one will miss low and inside 1-2. And so had a pretty good season this past year at Northeast Texas. Hit .378. 11 doubles, 3 triples to go with 5 home runs and 40 RBIs. The 1-2. That one will miss inside. That'll even things back up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And so hitting .375 on the season thus far. 2-2. Swing and a miss. A little late on that one. That'll be out number 2. That'll be the 4th strikeout of the game for Jacob Hughley.
First baseman, Ethan Whisker.
Two down here in the top of the third. First baseman Ethan Whisker coming up to the plate for the Chinooks. This one to him will just miss outside. The 1-0. Let's hit down towards right field fairly well. That's going to just drop in as a fair ball. Whisker's going to easily have second base. That one just dropped to the left side of that right field line. So a 2-out double for Whisker.
Now batting for
I'll bring up Aaron Shackelford. Aaron Shackelford getting in that left-handed batter's box. He's the DH today. First one to Shackelford. That'll miss inside. Shackelford calls San Diego, California his home. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. It's part of the Shackelford lineage to go to the Masters College. Both his brother and father played there. The 1-1. One actually will get behind Shackelford, allows Whisker to advance to third easily. So a wild pitch that time from Hughley. Two and one the count to Shackelford. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. We'll make it 2-2. Shackelford definitely wanted that one. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Shackelford will go down on strikes. It'll be the fifth strikeout thus far for Hughley. Well, that'll end things here in the top of the third.
All right, folks.
Chinooks still have a 1-0 lead after the top of the third here against the Matsumata here at Herman Brothers Field.
5-9-1-2-5. 5-9.
And welcome back. Had a quick little internet snafu here at Matsu. And the bottom of the third. And A.J. Lee was hit by a pitch. He's now at first. So Madison Nickens now up to the plate. He'll lay down the bunt. That'll just go foul. Nice job by Hill making sure that one went foul before touching it. Again, the Chinooks with a 1-0 lead over the Miners. Nickens, the number 9 hitter in this minor order. They check on Lee over first. Will be back in plenty of time. Both Lee and Nickens come from Maryland. Time will be called. So he once again will get his lead off of first. The 0-1. Shows Bunt pulls that one back. They'll make it ball 1. One count to Nickens. Shows Bunt. Tries to lay it down. That one will be popped up. It goes back into the fence in front of us, behind him. So now I have to think the bunt's off with there being 2 strikes now. They'll check on Lee once again. He'll be back in time. Nickens also played 2 seasons at LSU Eunice. We'll see Lee on the move. The throw's going to be a little off the mark. So that'll allow Lee to be in there with a stolen base. So now the Miners have a runner in scoring position for the first time. 2-2 count on Nickens. Two-two's going to miss low. So they're making a full count, 3-2. The 3-2. It's going down the left field line. That'll get out of play. So hit the reset button. Do it again at 3-2. The line in towards left field. A dive from Mason Mallard. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Nice diving play to prevent there from being at least 2 on there.
Now back to the Miners, making noise from left fielder Garrison Schwartz.
So 1 down here in the bottom of the 3rd, top of the lineup we go. Garrison Schwartz back up to the plate. Chinooks still with that 1-0 lead with the Miners have a runner in scoring position. That's lined down that right field line, a little drift foul. Shortstop Eisenhower is having a quick word with Campy. It'll just be a little high. Couldn't have been high by too much, so it'll even things back up. The 1-1. Just fouled back. Schwartz plays his college ball at Grand Canyon. The 1-2. Runner on the move, but that one's going to go foul. So Lee on the move for the second time this inning. Already has stolen one base. Obviously, with the 2 strikes on Schwartz, had to be swinging at anything close. One-two count on Schwartz. One down here. Bottom of the third. Chinooks with the 1-0 lead. The 1-2. That one's going to be popped up out in center field. Greg Populison going to range under that one for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the minor, shortstop, Josh, this and that.
2 down, bottom of the third. Chinooks up 1-0 over the Miners. Jack Bizanet up to the plate, the shortstop. Miners do have a runner in scoring position in A.J. Lee. Sort of Bizanet. Lee on the move. And Hill guns him down. And that'll end your bottom of the third. So we'll see the Chinooks get a runner in scoring position for the first time. The Lee gets a little greedy trying to steal third. He'll be gunned down by Ben Hill. So after 3 innings of play, your Chinooks up by a score of 1-0 over the Matsu Miners.
Now batting for the Chinooks, first baseman.
And welcome back on out to Herman Brothers Field here on the Alaska State Fairgrounds. Borst back up to the plate for your Chinooks. First one to him will be in there for a called strike 1. Borst also lit off the second inning, got on with the base hit. Was eventually picked off at second base. No one also in there for a called strike 2. Borst quickly falling behind to 0-2. The 0-2. Of course, leaves that one alone upstairs, 1-2. Of course, originally from Sylvania, Ohio, goes to Hillsdale College. 1-2. Oh, just missing. Nice pitch, though, from Hughley. Two and two, the count to Boris, the 2-2 pitch. Lines it down the right field line, that'll go foul. Two balls, two strikes at third baseman Borst, the 2-2. That one's also going to go out of play and foul down that right field line. Borst struggled a tad in his first year at Hillsdale, hit 156 after playing in 32 games. Did have 2 home runs, 16 RBIs along with a double. And he went around on that pitch. That'll be a strikeout. Second straight for Hughley. His 6th of the game. So aside from allowing that one run to come across, Hughley has done pretty well. One down here on the top of the 4th. Ben Hill stepping in that right-handed batter's box. First one to hit with Miss Low. A little bit of sprinkles starting to come down now at Herman Brothers Field, as you can maybe tell with the webcam, not entirely sure. The 1-0. That'll bounce in front of the plate. I'm sure the last thing these fans, players, and everyone involved, last thing they want to see is a rain delay after waiting an hour and a half just for the umpires to show up. The 2-0. Fouls that one right back towards us. Two 2-1 count to the catcher. Ben Hill comes from Olivia Nazarene. We'll have 2 guys along with current starting pitcher Nick Campy. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. That one on the outside part of the plate. Hill, originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan, will be going into his junior year. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Third straight strikeout for Hughley. That'll be 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
Now that Isaac Alvarez.
Two down, top of the 4th. Chinooks up 1-0. Isaac Alvarez at the plate. First one to him, miss outside. Alvarez struck out in his first plate appearance. The 1-0. That one to miss up high. Alvarez plays at Chandler Gilbert Community College. The 2-0. Going way inside. Rio count to Alvarez, the shortstop. The 3-0. That one will get away from Rolette. That'll be ball 4. Alvarez knows that. Hustles his way down to first. Isn't able to advance, though.
Now batting for the Chinooks, center fielder Greg Hopkins.
So Alvarez will draw the 2-out walk. We're going to have Greg Populus up to the plate. First one to Populison. Just gets a piece of that one. Populous drew a walk in his first plate appearance. Ended up stranded over on first. The 0-1. In there for a called strike 2. Populous quickly falls behind 0-2. Populous hails from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Plays at New Mexico State. The 0-2. We'll foul that one off to stay alive at 0-2. Isaac Alvarez, the runner, on first for the Chinooks with 2 down here at the top of the 4th. They have the 1-0 lead. The 0-2. Swing and a miss on the foul tip. So actually did get a piece of that one, but nonetheless, that'll be another strikeout for Hughie. Probably strikeout number 8. And that'll end the top half of the 4th inning, but the Chinooks still maintain that 1-0 lead over these Matsu Miners. And welcome back on out to Herman Brothers Field here on the Alaska State Fairgrounds. About to start the bottom of the 4th inning between the Chinooks and the Matsu Miners. I'm Lance Morris here along with you again. My broadcast partner Phil Holtz still out sick. Wishing him the best in getting better going forward. We've only been in Alaska a week. Wouldn't want to be sick already. So hopefully Phil can come back to be healthy here very soon. First one to Josh Bizanet. The ball 1. He was up at the plate when A.J. Lee was thrown out. And that one from Nick Campy will even things back up at 1 apiece. Campy starting his 4th inning of work through 3 innings in relief on Thursday. That one's hit well down the left field line, but that'll go foul right towards that Chinook bullpen. So 1-2 count to Bizanet. 1-2. Helmet's going to go out of play. Bizanet, the Miners shortstop, comes from Baylor University. The 1-2. Line down, right field line, that'll go foul again. Bizanet not missing these by much. He's fouled off 3 straight. He's not originally from Anaheim Hills, California. The 1-2. That'll miss outside. Even things back up 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2. Now it's poked out towards center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. First hit of the game for the Miners will come off the bat of Josh Bizanet. One on here in the bottom of the fourth. Josh Roulette comes up to the plate for the Miners. First one to Roulette. Misses up and away. Roulette was drafted in the 18th round last year by the Cardinals, elected not to sign. The 1-0. That 1-0 miss upstairs. Hill will drop that one, just plopped right out of his glove. That was Bizanet to advance. Hill and Campy having a quick word. Boris went to join them for a split second. Two another count on Roulette. He's got a runner on second, nobody down. 2-0. This is low and inside, 3-0. Well, it was an all Big 12 freshman this past season. 3-0 is going to miss away. For runners at first and second. Nobody down. Cam Montgomery coming up to the dish.
Cam Montgomery.
It's the first walk of the game given up by Campy. Looks like we're going to see someone start to warm up in the Chinook bullpen here momentarily. So some sprinkles coming down here, now turning into a steady drizzle, it seems. Runners on first and second. Only down bottom of the fourth. Chinooks up 1-0 with the Miners threatening. First one to Montgomery will miss low. Montgomery struck out swinging. His first plate appearance was back in the second inning. The one that was in there for a called strike one evens things back up. The 1-1. Shipped down that right field line. That'll go foul once Hill picked it up. Rain still steadily coming down at Herman Brothers Field. Now the 1-2. I'll be fouled right back in front of me. Montgomery's grandfather, Jim Pasila, played 4 years in the Cincinnati Reds minor league organization. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Montgomery will go down on strikes for the second straight time. That'll be the 4th strikeout of the game for Campy.
Now batting for the Miners, first baseman Jake Scudder.
One down here in the bottom of the 4th. Runners on first and second. Chinooks with the 1-0 lead. Jake Scudder coming up to the plate. He'll be in that left-handed batter's box. First one to Scudder. In there for call strike 1. Hope that strikeout will allow Campy to regain a little bit of his composure that he lost after surrendering the hit and the walk to 2 straight batters. Also could be affected by the rain. The other one's going to be out towards right field. That'll get out of play in a hurry. To the count on Scudder. The 0-2. I'm going to miss outside 1-2 the count. Scudder was named the Big 12 Newcomer of the Year. 1-2 will miss outside as well. Evens things back up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He hit .336 this past season. Had 7 home runs, 40 RBIs. The 2-2. That one's hit well out towards right field. And that one is out of here. A home run. A 3-run bomb coming off the bat of Jake Scudder. And the Miners will take a 3-1 lead. The fortunes of the Chinooks change after one swing of the bat from Jake Scudder. He'll give them a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Now we do see someone up and throwing in the Chinook bullpen.
Now batting for the Miners, designated hitter Tyler Watt.
One of the righties we have. As well, we'll just get a piece of that first pitch from Campy. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Campy getting right back in his rhythm, getting up 0-2 on Watt. The 0-2. Just missing off that outside part of the plate. The 1-2. Just missing outside once again, 2-2. Two. Now I'm going to miss a little further to the outside, so after getting up 0-2, Campy will fall behind 3-2. Now the payoff. And that will miss as well. So it'll be a walk to Tyler Watt. Only second walk of the game for Campy.
My apologies, folks. That was our designated hitter, Tyler Wyatt.
Pitching coach Chris Beck going to go have a word with Campy.
Will be our second baseman, Levi Jordan.
So we'll see if this is it for Campy at this point in the game. And that will be it for Campy. We'll have a new pitcher coming into the game. like it'll be Alex Masato coming into the game for your Chinooks in relief of Nick Campy.
With a change of the mound for the Chinooks. Now pitching for the Chinooks, number 17, Alex Masato.
Masato coming into the game. This will be his second appearance this season.
This is something new. The Casper Slide Part 2, featuring the Platinum Band. And this time, we're gonna get funky, funky. Funky, funky. Everybody clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. All right, now, we're gonna do the baby step. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, let's go. Left foot, let's go. Chop, chop, real smooth. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all.
So Masato in his
One hop this time.
first appearance went 2 1/3.
Left foot, let's go. Chop, chop now, y'all. Last time we
Only had the one walk and one hit given up.
Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Right foot to
Now he will get to face the bottom of the order for the Miners.
slide to the left. Slide to the right.
All right, Dan, thanks so much for your second baseman is Levi Jordan.
Levi Jordan now up to the plate for the Miners. Jordan grounded out to the pitcher his last time up. First one from Masato will miss low for ball 1. Masato played this past season at Tyler Junior College, along with Mason Mallard, the Chinooks left fielder. The 1-0 will be in there for a call to strike 1 just off an inside part of the plate. Masato at Tyler went 0-1, excuse me. They check on the runner over first and Tyler Wyatt. Masato had 10 appearances, 11 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts to 3 walks, a 2.45 ERA. The 1-1. Lined right back on the middle pass to Will Bass. That'll be a base knock. Both runners at first and second. 1 down, bottom of the 4th. A.J. Lee will now be coming out to the plate.
Now batting for the Miners, make the noise for our third baseman.
And Masato
AJ
wanted a
Lee.
new ball. Rain's still coming down pretty steadily here at Herman Brothers Field. So A.J. Lee up to the plate. His last time up, he was hit by a pitch. That was when Nick Campy was still on the mound. First one will miss for ball 1. Wheeling High School was honored as the USA Today Washington, D.C. Player of the Year. The 1-0. That'll miss away. Do you see someone up and throwing in the Chinook bullpen, not officially warming up, still have the jacket on and such. 2-0's in there for a called strike 1. A.J. Lee, one of 2 of these players from Maryland, University of Maryland, that is. 2-1. Fastball will miss away, 3-1. Definitely would be big to get this out at the plate for Masato. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Only makes it a full count, though, 3-2. The 3-2. That one will miss. Low and outside, ball 4. Puts the bases loaded for the 9-hitter Madison Nickens. Nickens flew out in his first at-bat, but it was only because of a diving play by Mallard to reel that one in. Otherwise, that would have been a base hit. Looks like they're going to have, appears to be a pinch runner. Or they might just be clearing up the mound, it seems. Sato looks like he's having trouble getting a grip on the rubber. Also probably some trouble planting as well. So thank you for making us a part of your Sunday afternoon or night, depending on what part of the country you are listening from. And another big thank you to the Miners media team. Gave us a spare computer so we could use our broadcast as effectively as possible. Otherwise, it would have been an audio broadcast, and it probably wouldn't have sounded all that great. Big thank you to Jordan Zwick, one of the broadcasters for the Miners, also my classmate at Bowling Green State University. And one more time, my broadcast partner, Phil Holtz, is in the hospital currently. We suspect that it was just dehydration, and hopefully that's all it is. Hopefully Phil can get back to his normal self here in a few days. If not sooner than a few days. Just want him to get back and healthy. Not even just about broadcasting, just about making sure my friend is back good and healthy. Now they're going to put some stuff behind the plate as well. And starting to slow down a little bit, but still coming down at a pretty steady pace. So again, for those of you just tuning in, the Matsu Miners have a 3-1 lead on your Chinooks. Came courtesy of a 3-run home run by Jake Scooter. There haven't been too many home runs so far in the Alaska League. Unless there was some other ones today, that would be the 3rd home run of the season for the entire league. It would be the 2nd for the Miners. Other home run on the team comes from Bizanet, who had one yesterday. Now we'll try out, see how the field is working now. Looks like Ben Huff's still getting used to his new surroundings down at home plate. Now we are ready to resume action here from Herman Brothers Field. So a couple minutes to shore up the mound and the area around the plate, both for the catcher and for the batters. So now the bases are loaded. One down. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Miners with a 3-1 lead.
Yes, folks, let's hear it for center fielder Madison Nickens.
Madison Nickens up to the plate for the Miners. First one to him. This is low and outside, ball one. Nickens flew out his first time up, but that was only because Mason Mauer made a great diving play in left field to reel it in. That one skied out towards center field. Greg Populison will get under it, but the runners are on the move, and they will concede that run, and the Miners will tack one more on off the sac fly, and now take a 4-1 lead. So now runners at second and third for the Miners. They have the 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Back to the top of the order, Garrison Swartz is their left fielder again. Comes from Grand Canyon. That one's poked out towards left field. That could be trouble. But luckily for the Chinooks, that will land harmlessly foul just to the left of that left field line. Otherwise, that would have scored probably those two runners. The 0-1's going to be lined right past Will Bass over at second. And Hunter Vansaw will misplay that ball as well. So that'll allow 2 runs to come across. And Schwartz is dancing on second base with 1 down here in the bottom of the fourth. And the Miners take a 6-1 lead over the Chinooks.
Now batting for the Miners, shortstop Josh Bissonette.
Josh Bissonette now up to the plate once again. Actually led off this inning. The 1-1. That one will miss. I say 2-0 count to Bissonette. That one will miss outside, 3-0. The 3-0. That one will miss outside, ball 4. Off of runners at first and second for Josh Rowlett. So that's the ring out. Pitching coach Chris Beck once again for the Chinooks.
Catcher Josh Roulette.
We will have another pitcher coming into the game for the Chinooks. So new pitcher on the hill for the Chinooks. It'll be righty Nick Brooks. Second Nick to come out and pitch for the Chinooks today. Nick just finished his freshman year at the Masters College. He's a business administration major. Brooks, his dad is the head coach at Masters. Nick also happens to be my host brother. So I got to spend a little time with him and get to know him this past week or so. We'll be facing Josh Roulette. He walked his last time up. 2 down, 2 on. First one will miss outside, ball 1. The 1-0. In there for a called strike 1. Evens things up 1-1 to roll it. The catcher for the Miners. Selected in an 18th round last year out of high school. The 1-1 will miss the low one outside. Roll it 0 for 1 today. Also struck out in the first inning. 2-1. Breaking pitch will just miss on that outside part of the plate. Three and 1 the count to Josh Roulette. 3-1. That'll miss outside ball 4. So that'll put runners at first, second, and third. Bases are now loaded for Cam Montgomery. Montgomery 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts.
Now back to the Miners. Makes the noise to right fielder Cam Montgomery.
This one to Montgomery, right back up the middle. Alvarez will field it just in time to step on second base for the force out. That'll be all she wrote here in the bottom of the 4th. But that's not before the Miners explode with a 3-run home run from Scudder, and then Jordan, Lee, and Bizanet all coming around to score. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back here to start the top of the 5th here in just a few moments. And welcome back on out to Herman Brothers Field here on the sites of the Alaska State Fairgrounds.
Left fielder Mason Villar.
Back up to the top of the order, Mason Mallard up to the plate. First one to him. Shows bunt. I'll pull that back in time. No appeal may agree he got it back in time for ball one. At the top of the fifth inning, Miners on top 6-1 over your Chinooks. 1-0. That'll miss upstairs 2-0. The 2-0 is going to be popped up and out of play. 2-1. In there for called strike 2. Oh, he was up at 2-2. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Mallard goes down on strikes for the second time today. That'll be the 9th strikeout for Jacob Hugie. And he is now rolling here to start off fifth.
Now batting for the Chinooks, second baseman Will Bass.
Will Bass up to the plate now here in the top of the fifth. One down. First one to Bass. Low for ball one. This is Bass's third year playing summer ball with Athletes in Action, second year with the Chinooks. The 1-0. That was going to miss as well. Bass up in the count 2-0. Now the 2-0. Line right back up the middle. Hugie not able to glove that one. That'll be a base hit. That'll be the second hit of the day for Will Bass, and the Chinooks try to get something going.
Right fielder Hunter Bensow.
One down. Will Bass on first for the Chinooks. And the Chinooks trail 6-1. Hunter Vansaw coming up to try and reverse the fortunes of the Chinooks. This one to Vansaw. In there for called strike one. Vansaw getting started in the right field today. Was the DH on Friday against the Bucks. The 0-1. Big swing and a miss. It'll fall behind 0-2. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. And not a good day for Hunter Vansaw at the plate. That'll be his third strikeout today. He's 0 for 3 strikeouts. He's doing it against a tough pitcher in Hugie. That's his 10th on the day. Two down. Top of the fifth. Trail 6-1. Ethan Whisker up to the plate. First one to him. Hit and a run was on. Bass was on the move. He'll have to go back as that one's going to get out of play. Whisker 1 for 2 on the day. Had a stand-up double back in the third. We'll check on Bass over. First he'll dive. He's back in time. 1 count to the first baseman from Hillsdale College. Bass on the move. And he'll swipe that one easily. Got a great jump off Hughie. Let's put that one in the stolen base category for Bass. I'll leave it up the count to Whisker at the plate, 1-1. The 1-1. Takes that one on the inside part of the plate for strike 2. Whisker down the count, 1-2. Whisker coming off a good spring season at Hillsdale, hit .376, 16 doubles, a triple, 6 home runs, and 50 RBIs, second on the team. 1-2 miss up and away, evens things back up. Two balls, 2 strikes. The count on Ethan Whisker. The 2-2. Leaves that one alone outside. That'll make it a full count. 3-2. A little bit of action out in the Miners bullpen. Three-two. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Hughie. We'll strike out the side in an unconventional way, aside from letting Will Bass get on with a single. His 11th strikeout on the day through 5. Miners now have a 6-1 lead over your Chinooks. And welcome back on out to Herman Brothers Field here in Palmer, Alaska. I'm Lance Morris, bringing you the play-by-play action of the Shugeki River Chinooks all season long right here on our Google, YouTube Hangout page. We thank you for making us a part of your Sunday afternoon or night, depending on where you may be in the world. And Nick Brooks will be back out there for another inning of work. Came on in relief of Alex Masato last inning. It'll be Jake Scudder to lead things off. He hit that 3-run home run his last time up. First one to him will miss low and outside. Ball 1. Next one will miss as well. So Sutter quickly on the count, 2-0. And therefore called strike 1. I think starting to settle down here at Herman Brothers Field. More rain as of right now. 2-1. Now it's going to be popped up. Left field. Mason Mowd will range to that one for out number 1.
minors, designated hitter, Tyler Wyatt.
Tyler Wyatt now up to the plate for the Miners. First one to him will just miss for ball one. One out. From there for a called strike one. 1-1 to the DH from Grand Canyon. 1-1. Also in there for a called strike. That'll make it a 1-2 count. The 1-2. Trying to get him to chase that time. I'll leave things back up at 2. The 2-2. Miss inside, narrowly hitting Wyatt. Makes it a full count, 3-2. The 3-2. Hit down the right field line. That'll go out of play. So hit the reset button. Do it again at 3-2. 3-2. That one will miss upstairs. Ball 4. First base runner this inning for the Miners. They have a 6-1 lead over your Chinooks. Levi Jordan now coming up to the plate. First one to Jordan. This is upstairs, ball 1. Jordan got his first hit of the summer back in that 4th inning where everybody seemed to get on base with the base hit. The 1-0. He's in there for a called strike 1, 1-1 the count. Plays at University of Washington. 1-1. That was poked out towards right field. Hunter Vansaw will get under that one for the out. Didn't have to try and throw back it to first as the runner was already back there in time. Now 2 down.
Now batting for the
Bottom of the 5th.
third baseman AJ Lee.
AJ Lee comes up to the plate for the Matsu Miners. First one to Lee. Pokes that one out of play. Lee's still looking for his first official at bat. Has been hit by a pitch and drawn a walk. Lee will call time. The 1. Going to be fouled back again. So Lee quickly down in the count. No balls to 2 strikes. Brooks will step off on the mound. Brooks, one of the cavalcade of guys from Masters College out in California. Check on Wyatt over there at first. He'll be back in plenty of time. Checks on him one more time. Close play. But still back in time again was Wyatt. Works with a very quick pickoff move for a righty. Usually the lefties with those devastating pickoff moves. 0-2. Oh, just missed 1-2 the count. The 1-2. That would have missed outside and a little low. Leaving things back up at 2-2. And they stay safe over first on a great pickoff attempt by Brooks. Must have just managed to sneak that hand in. Brooks doing a good job of holding Gardner even with 2 down, the 2-2. That's popped out towards left field. Mason Mallard easily able to range to that one for the final out of the inning. So that time the Miners only get 1 on base, and he will be stranded over at first base to end the 5th inning. But the Miners do still have a 6-1 lead over your Chinooks. And welcome back on out to Herman Brothers Field here on the Alaska State Fairgrounds in Palmer, Alaska. I'm Lance Morris here bringing you the play-by-play coverage of the Chinooks taking on the Matsu Miners. Miners are on top of your Chinooks by a score of 6-1. Do have a new pitcher in the game for the Miners. It'll be Austin Treadwell. Treadwell's second appearance this season. Also came out of the bullpen in another game. Only went 1 inning. Just gave up 1 walk. Didn't allow any hits or earned runs. Just want to Aaron Shackelford in there for a called strike 1. The 0-1. That'll miss down in the dirt. Shackelford, one of those guys from the Masters College. 1-1 is going to be, if fouled, back towards the Miners' dugout. Shackelford hit just under 300 in his freshman year at Masters. The 1-2. Breaking pitch got him looking, strike 3. That'll be the second straight time Shackelford has struck out, first strikeout of the day for Treadwell.
Now batting for the Chinooks third baseman, Colin Borst.
Colin Borst up to the plate, first one to him. And there for a called strike 1. Borst 1 for 2 on the day, had a base hit back in the second. Was able to hold that one outside and in the dirt, 1-1 the count. The 1-1. Grounds that one towards second. Jordan will field it. We'll get that over to Scudder at first in time for the second out of the inning. Two down here in the top of the sixth. Ben Hill now coming up to the plate. Chinooks trailing by a score of 6-1. First one to Hill. In there for a called strike. Hill over 1 on the day with a strikeout and a walk. Can't time up that heater. He'll fall behind 0-2. The 0-2. That'll miss a low one outside. One of 2 players on the team from Olivia Nazarene, and along with today's starter, Nick Campy. The 1-2. That'll miss inside. Two balls, 2 strikes. The count to Chinook catcher Ben Hill. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. That'll be another strikeout for the Chinooks. Second one this inning and in the game by Austin Treadwell. So Chinooks go down in order here in the top of the sixth. They still trail the Matsu Miners by a score of 6-1. And welcome back on out to Herman Brothers Field here in Palmer, Alaska. We're about to start the bottom of the sixth inning. Matsu Miners still on top of your Shugaki River Chinooks by a score of 6-1.
Center fielder Madison Dickens.
Here the 9-1-2 hitters coming up this half of the inning for the Miners. Madison Dickens, Garrison Schwartz, and Josh Bisonet. First one to Nickens. And there for a called strike 1. The 0-1. He's got a piece of that one. He'll be behind in the count 0-2. Nick Brooks still out on the hill for your Chinooks. So a good job coming in relief of Alex Masato back in the fourth. The 0-2. That's lined nicely down the right field line. Luckily, that'll go foul. So Dickens will try again after hitting a nice one down 0-2 in the count. The 0-2. That one's lined down the left field line. But again, same fate. It'll fall foul. The 0-2. This time it'll miss low and outside. 1-2 to count. The 1-2. That one's lined back up the middle. That'll drop into center field for a base hit. So Nickens will lead off his bottom half of the sixth with a base hit.
Now batting for the Miners, left fielder Garrison Schwartz.
That's the top of the order for the Miners. It'll be left fielder Garrison Schwartz. Check on Nickens over at first. He'll be back in time. Again, Brooks with a pretty good pickoff move for a righty. This one's Schwartz. In there. Call strike one. We'll check on him again. Once again, I'll be back in time. The 0-1. Fouls that one back. So Schwartz, just like Nickens, will fall behind 0-2. Brooks doing a good job getting ahead of these hitters, just has to find a way to set them down. Checks on him again at first. Back in time. The 0-2. Grounds that one towards second. Bass will flip it over to short for one. And back over to first for the 4-6-3 double play. Now 2 down here, bottom of the sixth. Chinooks still trail the Miners by a score of 6-1.
Josh Bissonette.
Josh Bissonette up to the plate for the Miners. First one to Bissonette. Nice breaking pitch, but it'll miss just a tad outside. The 1-0. That one skied pretty well out towards left field. But Mallard will grab it as he lands into the wall. This took a little bit of an awkward angle. Didn't end up costing him in the end. Mallard still able to reel that one in for the final out of the inning. So Nickens able to get on with a hit. Grounds into the double play, and Bizanet will fly out to end the bottom of the sixth. So after 6 innings of play, Chinooks still trail the Miners by a score of 6-1. And welcome back on out to Herman Brothers Field here on the site of the Alaska State Fairgrounds. I'm Lance Morris here providing you with the flagship play-by-play coverage of the Chugach Eagle River Chinooks all summer long right here on your Google YouTube Hangout page. Thank you for making us a part of your Sunday from wherever you may be listening across the country. Isaac Alvarez is up to the plate, holds shop that went down towards short. It'll take an awkward bounce. Bizanet unable to field it. Alvarez will be on first safely. See what they rule. That one could honestly be a hit or an error. That took a very awkward bounce over there at short. Either way, Alvarez on base. Greg Populison up to the plate. First one to him. Misses upstairs. And they will rule that one an E6. Next one miss upstairs as well, so Population quickly up in the count 2-0. Quick meeting on the hill between Roulette and Treadwell. Now we're ready to go. Check out Alvarez back at first. He's in there pretty easily. Didn't have to dive or anything. The 2-0. That one right back towards me. So that'll make it a 2-1 count. Still nobody down. Top of the seventh. Chinooks trail by a score of 6-1 in the Matsu Miners. The 2-1. That one will miss inside. 3-1. Population plays at New Mexico State University. He's actually drafted in the 30th round of the 2015 draft by the Twins. 3-1. Final miss upstairs. Ball 4. Second walk drawn today by Greg Population. Puts runners at first and second. Nobody down. And we go back to the top of the order. Mason Mallard will make his way to the plate. See a couple of Miners pitchers making their way out to the Miners bullpen in case Treadwell continues to struggle. Also see some Chinooks pitchers warming up, could be coming in then to the next inning. And Mallard will call time. Alvarez on second, Populison on first. Mallard at the plate, the first one to him. Just missing that time. And our time will be called. Miners pitching coach slowly making his way out to the rubber, and I emphasize slowly. Thank you for making us a part of your Sunday. And we have to send out another thank you to the Miners Media Department. They had an extra laptop so that we could use our Google YouTube Hangout page effectively. So we can have video and audio for you. Otherwise, it might have just been a bad audio feed. And also sending out prayers and well wishes to my broadcast partner, Phil Holtz, who is, last I heard, in the hospital. Hopefully he's getting the help he needs. Not only my broadcast partner, but a very good friend, so hope to see him back in better than ever very soon. Now we're ready to go back here at Herman Brothers Field. 1-0 count to Mallard, 2 runners on. The 1-0. Animus outside. He'll check on Populison. First baseman dropped the ball. So even if he did tag out Populison, he was able to get back to the bag before he was tagged with the ball. So count to Mason Mallard. Alvarez on second, Populison on first. Chinooks trail the Miners 6-1. Rocketed down that left field line, but it'll go foul. Two and one count to the left fielder for the Chinooks. They playing at Louisiana Tech starting in the fall. He'll ground that one to Bizanet at short. He'll flip it over to second for one. And Mallard able to beat it out at first. So Populison will be out at second, but that'll put runners on the corners with just one down for second baseman Will Bass.
Now batting for the Chinooks, second baseman Will Bass.
So Will Bass up to the plate. Seeing the ball pretty well today. He's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. And Bass will call time. Treadwell taking a little bit too long on the mound. First one to Bass. Called strike on the inside corner. Bass actually had looked to get out of the way of it. Now check on Mallard over at first. We also have Alvarez down at third with Bass at the plate. The 0-1, Mallard on the move. They're going to try and gun him down. And he's going to be thrown out at second base. So now instead of having runners at the corners with one down, they'll just have a runner at third with 2 down. Coach Howgrove having a couple words with one of the base umpires about that call. Now it's a 1-1 count on Bass. The 1-1. That'll mess up and away. Bass plays at Wayland Baptist University. This is his second year with the Chinooks. Also played with the AIA's Rochester Ridgemen before the last 2 years with the Chinooks. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Bass will go down on strike, so that'll be all we see here in the top of the 7th. So Alvarez gets on with an error. Populison gets on with a walk, but is then thrown out on the fielder's choice. Mallard's caught stealing, and Bass will strike out to end the top of the 7th. Your Chinooks still trail, and that's who miners by a score of 6-1. And welcome back on out to Herman Brothers Field here on the sites of the Alaska State Fairgrounds. I'm Lance Morris here bringing you the play-by-play coverage of your Chugaki Brewer Chinooks all season long right here on our Google YouTube Hangout page. Just finished the 7th inning stretch here at Herman Brothers Field. Josh Roulette will be up to the plate. New pitcher on the hill for the Chinooks will be Robert Winslow. First one to Roulette will miss for ball 1. Winslow pitched a scoreless 8th inning in the first game of the year against the Anchorage Bucks. The 1-0. Now with a miss upstairs. 2-0 the count to Roulette.
Change on now for the Chinooks. Now pitching for the Chinooks.
The 2-0. That one will be in there for a called strike one on the outside part of the plate. Winslow on the hill. One of the 3 pitchers from the Masters College. Big swing and a miss there from Roulette. Evens things up 2-2. The 2-2. That'll miss outside. So that'll make it a full count, 3-2 to Roulette. Three-two. Swing and a miss. Roulette going to go down on strikes. That'll be the first out of this bottom of the 7th.
Now batting for the Miners, left fielder Scooter Bynum.
Now we have a pinch hitter for the Miners. Will be Scooter Bynum pinch hitting for Cam Montgomery. First one to him, he'll swing and miss at that first one. The 0-1. That'll miss low, evens things back up. Bottom plays at Arizona Western. Actually, a local here in Alaska, comes from Fairbanks. Next one will miss low, 2-1 the count. Bottom had a pretty good year at Arizona Western, hit 351. The 2-1. Hold up that one a little up and outside, makes it 3-1. The 3-1 will miss inside. That'll be ball 4. First walk of the day given up by Winslow, puts on Scooter Bynum. He'll be on with one down here in the bottom of the 7th. I'll bring up Jake Scudder, first baseman for the Miners.
Now batting for the Miners, first baseman Jake Scudder.
Scudder had the 3-run home run back in the 4th. First one, him in there for a called strike 1. Scudder plays at Kansas State. Bynum faking the steal. And the pitch hit Haken from Scudder, out of play. Lining up in those trees, out of play. Scudder quickly down in the count, 0-2. Winslow will take a moment to step off. The 0-2. That'll miss low. Gets away from Hill momentarily. Allows Bynum to advance to second. Now he'll have a quick chat on the mound with Winslow. So 1-2 count to Jake Scudder, the Miners' first baseman. Scooter Bynum, the runner at second. The 1-2. That's popped up, but that'll drift out of play. Scudder hit 336 during the spring at Kansas State. 14 doubles, 1 triple, 7 home runs with 40 RBIs. I'll call time right before Winslow started his delivery. The 1-2. That's lined out towards center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Populison will throw it to the plate. It won't split the runners, so that'll allow Sutter to get to second. That probably could have been cut off at some point in the middle. But nonetheless, the Chinooks keep that runner in Bynum from getting to the plate.
For the Miners, designated hitter Tyler Wyatt.
So runners at second and third, 1 down. Bottom of the 7th, Chinooks trail 6-1 to the Miners. Tyler Wyatt up to the plate. First one to him will be a called strike 1. Wyatt's father played football at Eastern Illinois. from 84 to 86. The 0-1 is broken bat out towards short. They're going to go to the plate for the out, and Hill is able to apply the tag. Keeps Bynum from scoring. That'll be the second out. So good job to avoid the shards of that broken bat and field it. Throw that one to the plate and get that out.
Levi Jordan.
So Scudder did advance to third. And Wyatt's safe over at first, but again, they prevented another run from coming across for the Miners. So now Levi Jordan makes his way up to the plate. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. First one to him. Sounds like there might have been another broken bat. Morris will take it, fields it over to first, but not in time. Took another extra second to gather himself. And that'll allow the Miners to plate another run. They lead 7-1.
Now batting for the Miners, third baseman A.J. Lee.
First one to Lee. Just get a very small piece of that one. Go 1. One of them is alone inside. 1 on the count. Lee 0 for 1 today with a fly out. Also has reached base with a hit by pitch and a walk. And he will be on with another hit by pitch there, as that one got away from Winslow. So that'll put runners on first, second, and third. Once again, bases are loaded.
Now batting for the
Brings up
Miners,
Madison Nickens.
Madison Nickens.
See what Nickens can do with 2 down, and the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th, where the Miners have a 7-1 lead over your Chinooks. First one to Nickens. I don't miss low. Nickens, the center fielder, plays at the University of Maryland. Originally from Gonzales, Los Angeles. Now it's a 1-1 count to Nickens. Chinooks trying to get out of this jam. Keep this one from getting out of hand anymore. Now it's going to be flown out towards the left field. Mallard going to track it down, but going to run out of room. Luckily, that was in foul territory, though. Now 1-2 the count to Nickens, the number 9 hitter for these Miners. Now the 1-2. Lines that one out of play. Let the reset button try again here at 1-2. The 1-2. That one is outside and low. Makes it 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nickens. The 2-2. That one just missing on the inside part of the plate. Full count. Three balls, 2 strikes to Madison Nickens, Miners center fielder. The 3-2. That one's hit out towards left field. Mason Mauer able to track that one down easily for the final out of the inning. So Chinooks make their way out of that 7th inning, but not before. See a couple extra runs come across. We now see the Miners lead by a score of 7-1 after 7 full innings of play. We'll be right back. First one to Vansaw will miss for ball 1. To Vansaw to be Whisker and Shackelford coming up to the plate. Just going to get a piece of that 1-0 pitch, evens it up. Vansaw will leave that one alone in the dirt. It's now a 2-1 count to Vansaw. The 2-1. Fouls that one back out of play. Two count to the right fielder, Vansaw. The 2-2. Leaves that one alone, up and away, full count. The 3-2. And that one will miss low, ball 4. Line out big today. A little better for Vansaw, who was 0 for 3 with 3 Ks before drawing that walk. Ethan Whisker now up to the plate, the Chinook first baseman. First one to Whisker. It's that one nicely out towards right. That'll drop foul towards the Miners bullpen. The other one is going to be grounded out towards short, but That one hit off of a whisker, as you can see him
All right,
limp
fans,
out of the box.
I've just been given information to give to you that burgers are now $1. $1 burgers, folks. Go get them.
Whisker down in the count 0-2. He recovers after fouling a foul ball off of himself. The 0-2. Skies that one out towards short left field. Shorts is able to get under that one in time before the out.
Now batting for the Chinooks designated hitter, Aaron Shackelford.
One down here in the top of the 8th. Aaron Shackelford up to the plate. Chinooks trail the Miners 7-1. Shackelford hit that one nicely out towards right field. That one will be brought in by Schwartz for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Chinooks third baseman, Colin Borst.
So down here in the top of the 8th, I'm going to bring up Colin Borst, the Chinooks third baseman. First one to Borst. This is outside. One out. That one's lined out towards center. And a nice sliding catch by Nickens. And that will end the top of the 8th.
Good baseball tonight, folks.
So Vansaw able to draw the walk, but Whisker, Shackford, and Borst all fly out to different parts of the field. That'll be all we see in the top of the 8th. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it'll be the bottom of the 8th here from Herman Brothers Field. And welcome back out to Herman Brothers Field here on the Alaska State Fairgrounds. We're about to start the bottom of the 8th inning here between the Chinooks and the Matsu Miners and Miners. With a 7-1 lead at this point in the game, I'm Lance Morris here bringing you the play-by-play action right here on our Google YouTube Hangout page.
Now batting for the Miners, left fielder, Garrison Schwartz.
Back to the top of the order. Garrison Schwartz up to the plate. There's one to Schwartz. Thought about it, but that'll be strike number 1 anyway. Robert Winslow still on the hill for your Chinooks. This will be the second inning of work. Next one will miss outside, evens it back up. The 1-1. And therefore called strike 2. This one's up in the count 1-2. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Schwartz will go down on strikes for the second time today. That'll be the second strikeout from Winslow.
at the minor shortstop, Josh Bissonette.
One down here in the bottom of the 8th. Chinooks trail the minor 7-1. Shortstop Josh Bissonette coming up to the plate. Just one of him will miss inside. And so definitely not afraid to challenge hitters. The 1-0. That one will miss up and in. The 2-0. That'll miss upstairs as well. 3-0 from Winslow. The 3-0. And that one will miss. That'll be ball 4. Second walk given up by Winslow.
Josh Roulette.
Josh Roulette coming up to the plate. A little bit of drizzle coming down once again here in Palmer. First one to Bissonette will miss a low one inside. Next one in there for a called strike one. 1 when the count to Roulette. Roulette, the Kansas State catcher, drafted in the 18th round last year out of high school. That next one will miss outside. Then Winslow needed a new ball. That other one probably getting a little wet. Just a guess. So the rain's starting to come down a little harder. 2-1. This is outside. 3-1 the count. Also made the All Big 12 freshman team as he fouls that one out of play. Rain definitely coming down pretty hard right now. Might be able to tell by the webcam. 3-2. That one will miss up and in. So that'll be ball 4, second straight walk given up by Winslow. I'm going to go have a quick chat with Winslow. Got to wonder how much of what he's experiencing is fatigue and how much is just how wet the ball is becoming. Two on for Scooter Bynum. We'll take the first one in there for strike 1. Bynum drew a walk in his first plate appearance. I was back last inning. Big swing and a miss. He'll fall behind 0-2. Bynum, a native Alaskan. Comes from Fairbanks, Alaska. Two on for Bynum. He'll be down here in the bottom of the inning. I'll miss up and away. Got a nice amount of rain coming down here at Herman Brothers Field. The 1-2 to Bynum. Yes, if he went around, and he did. So that'll be another strikeout for Winslow, his third on the game. That'll be the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. Runners on first and second. Jake Scudder coming up to the plate.
First baseman Jake Scudder.
Scudder 2 for 4 in the game. First one of him is going to get away from Hill, allows the runners to advance. So runners will advance to second and to third. Got to wonder again how wet that ball is getting in the hands of Winslow before he has a chance to throw it. Nonetheless, runners at second and third. 2 down here at bottom of the 8th. Next one's just missing. Scudder again 2 for 4 today. Had a 3-run home run back in the 4th. And a base hit back in the 7th. 2-0. Thought about that one, but it's in there for a called strike 1 nonetheless. Scudder, an exercise science major at Kansas State. He was Big 12 newcomer of the year this past season. 2-1. That one's going to miss low. 3-1 the count. Scudder originally from Rock Island, Illinois. The 3-1. Well, that'll miss outside. That'll be another walk from Winslow. His 4th on the game, his 3rd this inning. That'll load up the bases for Tyler Wyatt. Wyatt apparently one of 2 players on the team that have Crazy Train as their walk-up song. Wyatt still looking for his first hit on the day. Broken bat. Winslow's going to field that one. They'll sling that over to Whisker at first in time for the final out of the inning. So Winslow manages to walk 3, but allows his defense to do a little bit of work and does some work of his own on the mound. And the Chinooks still trail 7-1 after 8 innings of play.
Catcher Ben Hill.
And welcome back on out to Herman Brothers Field here on the site of the Alaska State Fairgrounds. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters this half of the inning for the Chinooks. It's the top of the 9th. And Hill will lead things off. He'll take ball 1 inside. After Hill, it'll be Isaac Alvarez, the shortstop, and Greg Poppy Listen, the center fielder. Next one to Hill. That'll miss low. New pitcher on the hill for the Miners will be Gage O'Brien. Comes from New Mexico. 2-0. That one's in there for a called strike 1. Ryan didn't play any games at New Mexico this past year. 2-1's in there for another called strike. Evens it up at 2-2 to Hill. Two count to Ben Hill, the Chinook catcher. And the umpire will call time. O'Brien in high school went 3-5, but had a 2.78 ERA. 2-2 is grounded towards second, and Jordan will field that, gets that over to Scudder at first in time for out number 1. One down, top of the 9th. Last call for the Chinooks. They trail the Miners 7-1. Shows up Isaac Alvarez. Steps into that right-handed batter's box. First one to him. That'll miss low. Alvarez just finished up his freshman year at Chandler Gilbert Community College. The 1-0. Rounds that one back up the middle, but that'll be fielded by O'Brien. He'll flip it over to Scudder at first in time for out number 2. Two down here in the top of the 9th. Last call for the Chinooks, and it'll be the number 9 hitter, Greg Poppy Listen, stepping up to the bat. Greg just 0 for 1 today, has drawn a pair of walks. First one to Greg. This is down low for ball 1. Greg plays at New Mexico State University, although he calls his home Highland Ranch, Colorado. So you ground that one on the left side of the infield to be fielded by Bissonnette. Poppy Listen easily able to beat that one out for an infield single. So Poppy Listen is on with 2 down here in the top of the 9th, trying to extend this one for the Chinooks. And I'll go back to the top of the order. It'll be Mason Mallard.
Now batting for the Chinooks, leftover Mason Millard.
Mallard had a hit back in the first inning, came around to score. To this point, the only Chinook run of the game. Swings at that one. Poppy Listen on the move. Not even going to waste our time throwing towards second. He's going to get there easily. Mallard played the last 2 years at Tyler Junior College. He's going to be going to Louisiana Tech this coming fall. The 1-0. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike 1. Evens it back up at 1 apiece. Actually, Mallard down to the count 0-2. Now the 0-2 Poppy Listen on the move again. They thought about it, but weren't going to try and pick him off at third either. And Poppy Listen, like I said earlier, easily one of the fastest guys, if not the fastest guy on the team. That's now a 1-2 count to Mallard. The 1-2. And they're going to say he did go around. And that'll be all she wrote here in this one against the Miners as Mallard goes down swinging. And the Chinooks lose this one by a score of 7-1.
Great victory for the Miners tonight.
So there's a couple of thank yous I need to send out. First, thank you to all our sponsors that made this season possible here with the Chugach Eagle River Chinooks. Another thank you to the Matsu Miners Media Department, especially my good friend Jordan Zwick, my classmate back at BG. Had an extra laptop laying around that allowed me to broadcast this game because mine just wasn't going to do the trick. So big thank you to Jordan and the Miners Media Department. And lastly, just thoughts and prayers with my friend and broadcast partner Phil Holtz that he come out of the hospital with a clean bill of health today. So thank you for listening. We'll be right back at it tomorrow, back in Anchorage against the Bucks at 7 o'clock Alaska time. Until then, I'll talk to you later.